this might be the last thing that I mention about the past, so we can talk a little bit about the future of Escape the Fate and maybe some video game stuff if we have enough time.
Hell yeah.
When Escape the Fate, after their first album, before the second, before Craig came in, Ronnie had to leave the band. Was there plans for a second album? Well, obviously there were probably plans with the second album with Ronnie, but did the songs completely change after Craig came in, or was it something like, hey, before you came in, this is the ideas for songs we had, and we just need you to put vocals on them? Or did you start completely fresh with new songs? How was that process?
There is one song from the Ronnie days that made it onto This War Is Ours. We had begun demoing stuff. See, the problem was that album, you know, we were already starting to work on the second one, but we weren't necessarily done with the first one as far as promoting it and touring it. We got offered a spot to do, was it Taste of Chaos or the AP tour, and AP was going to put us on their cover, and it was like, damn, these opportunities. But at that time, one guy had already left the band, the other guy was on his way out, and I was stuck somewhere in the middle because, dude, it was hell. And Ronnie and I have been hanging out recently. We've just been like working out and stuff and doing these fucking 5 million mile fucking bike rides, dude. My back is all like, dude, this whole thing looks like fucking like I got fucking Michael Jackson vitiligo shit happening. It's like fucking dark brown, patches of red, white, and just like I'm just so sunburnt, and it hurts and itches, and I think I gotta go to a doctor.
Everybody can go to Rob TV and check that video out.
That's right. Hey Rob TV. So that's on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/HeyRob. And so we on these rides we be reminiscing like this, and he'll tell you, and he's like, I was crazy. I was on drugs, man. I didn't know. It just was what it was. So I get thinking about it now, I'm like, well, these weren't all just good times, man. It's fucking sucked a lot of times. And when we were in that part of that sort of weird transition phase, we had begun working on a couple songs, and Monty and I were demoing at the studio in Vegas. And I remember Ronnie came in, and he was just all over the place, drugs and all this crazy stuff. And, you know, he had great ideas. And the guy who was recording us, he's like, I bet that guy's a pain in the ass, but that's a fucking lead singer right there. That's what you need. I'm like, yeah, you're right, man. But fuck, you know, and you know, he was right. But it was just like, I don't know, it was weird. So that fell apart, and then that one song we then took and became it became, what was it called? Fucking If I Let It Go, or Let It Go, or whatever it's called. It's been a long time. That's the only one that made it. There was no vocals at the time. There was just the riff and different choruses and stuff. And yeah, that's the only one that hung around from that time frame, and everything else was fresh from scratch. And the first song we wrote with Craig, we tried a couple different things, and it was kind of awkward, and we were still wondering if we wanted to be with Ronnie or if it was just worth it at all. And Craig was still talking to Bless the Fall and trying to see if he could resolve something. And meanwhile, we're trying to work together, and there's just a little bit of a disconnect because we were this sort of pop punk band that had screaming and breakdown elements. He came from a breakdown hardcore band that had hook elements in his music. So we were like on the flip side, and it was kind of not meshing that well right away. So we're like, all right, well, you know, maybe you talk to Bless Fall. We're going to try it with Ronnie, see what happens. And we went, and Ronnie was still very much in, you know, in his dark days. And we're like, this ain't going to work with him, dude. Let's just play these 2 shows we got lined up, and we'll get Craig to sing those. And after that, we'll go find another singer or move on with our lives. And when that happened, it was like, we all sat down and were like, all right, we're just going to do these songs. And everyone's like, well, we might as well play a new song. We need to play a new song, right? Okay, well, let's fucking start writing. And we wrote what would become The Flood. I still like the chorus that we wrote and performed that day better than what it initially turned out to be.
Are there any old recordings of the alternate versions?
There's one in this box right here.
Yeah.
I gotta dig for it, but there is one of the fucking that Extreme Thing festival in there. They exist, yes. There's a couple you could see probably somewhere out there in YouTube land.
Well, there's some other songs like The Ransom was a really old Escape the Fate song. I didn't like. I knew that it always existed, but I didn't know if it was just a song that was recorded and left off of the first album, or if it was part of a second batch of recordings that you all did for a new CD that just didn't come out. Like, I never knew what that song was, and like every now and then I'll just like look up to see if there are some demo songs or something that never pop up. Because
the Ransom ended up on the No Sympathy for the Dead EP. Which also had dragging dead bodies in blue bags up really long hills.
That was always a crazy title.
The guillotine, I think the guillotine was on, I can't remember. There's No Sympathy for the Dead and As You're Falling Down. And I don't know why some of these songs didn't end up on Dying Is Your Latest Fashion and why some did. And I don't know, but it's out there. It's not hard to find. I think it's just search Escape the Fate, should be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that was an interesting time, you know. But what made me gravitate towards Craig, and what still does, is that I'll sit on my ass for 10 years working on one song. Craig's like, let's go, let's fucking play shows, let's fucking tour, let's do this, let's do that. He's ready to move, and so he's the opposite. He's like, I'm ready to go sell a product before I even have the product, and I'm like, the product's not right yet, it's not ready. You know.
Yeah.
So that sort of together we have this weird collaborative unit that functions really well. Even when it fucking combusts, we still put it back together. And so we end up just like having, I don't know, man, I don't know, it was weird, but we ended up putting it all together, and when we had that pressure to write a song, we did, and we liked it. And we're like, cool, let's move on. And we went in the record, recorded This War Is Ours, you know.
All right, so I just looked up a song because I just remembered if I didn't ask it, she would probably kill me. But while she was trying to look up, there was a new song by the Money Brothers, their new band, Beyond Unbroken. They released a new music video, and I was telling her about it to go check it out. She thought I was talking about Escape the Fate, so she just looked up new song Escape the Fate or whatever on YouTube, and there was one she found called Overcome, that all the videos, they leaked song or whatever, and we were trying to figure out when that song was released. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't know if that would be the...
I do. That's a song that we were working on Hate Me, and I never made it past the demo phase. I'm not really sure how it got out, to be honest. That was something strictly with Craig and Thrasher. I honestly, genuinely don't know how. Who the fuck put it out? Someone did. Someone's fucking a bad friend somewhere, or a bad industry person. I really don't know how anyone can hear that right now.
How do you guys feel whenever that happens? Because in a way, I'm sure you all want people to hear some of the stuff, but if it's not the way that you want it, then maybe I don't know how that goes.
Well, I mean, I'll go back to what I just said a minute ago, and that is that I'll sit and work on something forever. Or if it's not something I'm working on, I will push my other bandmates on whatever they're working on till it's like what I feel is like, fucking, this is perfect, you know. So if something like that happens, honestly, I fucking hate it, because that's a song that could have potentially been great with just a couple little tweaks here and there, and fans will tell you, "Oh, it's a great song, man." I'm like, no. That's a good idea. You have no idea how gnarly we can actually make those parts, and how gnarly it can actually become. And now it never will, because it's out. So, you know, obviously I reference Metallica a lot because they're my favorite band, and not only because of that, but because I think as a model for the industry, they're the fucking standard. You know what I mean? They built their way up. They did it organically. They took chances when they felt it was right, and they took their time on all their music. Never fucking rushed a thing, you know. And it shows. And when they put some out when they weren't ready, it became Saint Anger, and fucking everyone hated them. But anyways.
Yeah, if you want, I can edit that part out so the people watching don't know about the song, if that helps at all.
No, it's fine. You can leave it in. It's fine. I don't care. It's out. You can just beep the song title, I guess, maybe. No, I'm gonna make you go back and re-edit all that shit. But basically, a lot of people grew to hate Lars. Like, he was already kind of weird, but because he was the focal point and the face of the whole Napster. You know, a lot of people are young, might not fucking even know about that shit. But when he went to court and actually sued this, what do you call, like a fucking file sharing site, right?
Yeah.
Because this was before you just upload something and it's there. It was like there was no fucking people just having cell phones. There was no YouTube. There was no nothing. It was nothing except these little beginning phases of shit, right? Napster was like the first one where people could send songs to each other, and it would take like 4 or 5 hours, sometimes days, to download one song. And I was young, but I remember this. And he sued him. And everyone's like, oh, fuck you, you're greedy, you already have millions of dollars, you just, because you can't get a gold Shark Tank, you have to get a regular Shark Tank, fuck you,
I remember there was
you're
a
greedy.
South Park episode making fun of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm referencing. and you know what I mean? And it's just like, no, it's not about that. And he said it, he's like, no, it's not the money per se, because we got money. It's that you fucking, you hijacked our music. You stole our music that wasn't ready. And that was a song called I Disappear, and that became the Mission Impossible song. And they stole these demos that no one was supposed to hear yet, and it got shared. And as an artist, you feel like handcuffed. And this happened to Under Oath also. That like with their Define the Great line, and they sued, I think, someone for like $3 million or something. And just these songs get out, and it's just because it's not ready. And I think now it's actually a little harder to leak stuff, because there's so much information going around at all times that people just don't give a fuck. You know. So I don't know. I don't hear about that kind of thing anymore, because the artist is so ahead. There's not all this preparation, and CDs have to get shipped to stores. It's like, no, it's fucking who ships CDs? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like digital. You know, so it's crazy, man.
Digital's
it's weird.
It's convenient, but I always like having the physical copies of the albums. That way, if I do go to a concert or something, you could always get it signed. So
yeah, I mean, it goes both ways, man. Because yeah, I'm a collector. I've always been a collector, and the physical stuff, like I have to have it as just a completion. But no, I don't fucking listen to a CD. Once in a while, I got a vinyl player for Christmas, a record player, and yeah, once in a while I'll throw it on and just like chill in the morning, listen to Beatles or something. But that's just like, I have to actually consciously do it, and just not gonna do that. And stuff like Apple Music allows me to listen to bands that I wouldn't buy their CD, you know what I mean? Because it's like, what am I going to buy? The new Megadeth that I trust, or this other band that I heard one time, but I don't love it. And now I realize, oh shit, I actually do love that artist. I just never would have given it a chance, because I was going to spend $20, you know? Yeah. So now I can, and now I love it. Now I'd go to their show, buy a shirt, and, you know?
Well, we got about 8 minutes left of our hour. I know you said you wanted to go before it got too late. So two quick questions. I forgot one, so I'll ask this one while I think of it. But while you guys are on the road, or just while you're relaxing and stuff, one of my favorite video games to play is The Legend of Zelda. Obviously, it's what I mostly talk about on my channel. But earlier you mentioned Ronnie had bought the Xbox. You played it in the van. Yeah. But what are some current games or some older games that you like to go back to and play?
Well, current games, dude, I've been out for a bit from playing too many current games, just because being a father, man, it's like my downtime is the gym. That's my thing. But the other downtime would have been fucking playing my fucking Xbox, dude. I'm all Xbox too, dude. I don't do PS3 or I'll fuck with Nintendo though. But recently, just like the funnest thing that I've been playing is on the Switch. I've been playing just Mario Kart. And it's just like it's maybe because when I grew up it was like an old school thing, so you like hang out and you like it was me and my cousins always playing. So playing online is actually it's foreign to me. Whereas getting together and talking shit to each other is what I grew up with. So having the Switch and getting together with my nieces and like my brother-in-law and stuff and some friends, and we're there and we make a whole thing out of it, and like we're fucking pizza and we're fucking so that's been the funnest thing to me. I love the Switch. It's just so convenient too, and you can do so much. That thing's amazing.
Even
I love it.
The games that have the multiplayer where you can just hand one of the controllers to a second person and you go from having one controller to two. You can just set the Switch up on a table or something and you can play like while you're anywhere basically.
Yeah, and seeing that's what frustrated me when I got what's fucking damn it, I can't, the people that made Halo, it's been out
Destiny.
for a few years now. Destiny, that's the thing that frustrated me with that. There was like no split screen or something, and I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, how are we gonna play? This is kind of weird. And at that time, one of my friends fucking had Xboxes, so it was just like, all right, guys, I guess we'll fucking take turns. It was just, I don't know why, but I know this is probably not how most everyone that watches your channel plays. Everyone fucking, you got a community going that way. So give me a minute, I'll catch up. But the older stuff, I'm huge into Mortal Kombat. I'm probably the best Mortal Kombat player Craig will deny that, but he'll also throw a tantrum and break controllers on the bus and storm off the bus because he calls me what do you fucking call that? Like I got the hack moves, dude. Where he just can't do anything.
Yeah.
What do you call those? He's like, he always calls me something whenever I play him.
The only gamer words I could think of is like if they call you like a troll or a cheater or a noob or something. I'm not really.
Not a noob, but like, and so, I don't know. But anyways, he's just like, he calls me a cheater though. He's like, you fucking cheat, dude. You fucking. I figured out a combo that's unbreakable, and
this is the newest Mortal Kombat.
All of them.
Or
all of them.
Okay.
My favorite one was fucking not the most recent one, but the one right before it.
Yeah, that's the kind of reboot where they went back to the 2D fighting or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. So the newest one I've struggled a little bit, and I fucking love that one too, dude. It's so dope, dude. Especially like incorporating like just having just cool shit, like including what's his name, Freddy Krueger and stuff like that. It's really cool. But the one before that, especially because we had been doing that more like 360 type for a while, when it went back to that, it was like, this is just how it should have been, Like it wasn't broke, and we fucking battled it out, and I became undeniably the king, man. I love that game, and I love my favorite game is Fight Night, but they haven't put out a new one like fucking 6 years. Again, I'm a boxing guy.
I used to play Fight Night a lot on the 360. So
oh yeah,
it was a pretty good game.
That's the one game I'd always play online, and I got ranked, and I fought a champion of like fucking 20,000 people. I'm like, how am I up here? This is crazy. And the guy fucked me up, dude. Fucking cheater. And but other than that, the quintessential game for Escape to Fate's always been Halo. Anything associated with Halo. We have 3 songs about Halo, and Ronnie, with Falling in Reverse, has the 4th and final, and that's a fucking part of what we do. That's how we bonded with Craig when we first did our reunion, or not reunion, but Bury the Hatchet tour with Ronnie a few years back. We still weren't really talking to each other. We just had this sort of business venture, and that broke the full fucking ice right there. It's like, let's play Halo.
Yeah.
We went and bought Halo 2, kicked it old school, and we were friends again.
That's
and
awesome.
That game is still, to me, like, it was just so gnarly. I mean, it didn't like revolutionize anything in terms of like first person shooters or nothing like that, like there'd been out, but that game just took on this whole new fucking I don't know, dude. That's what when Halo 3 came out, it just fucking broke records, you know?
All right.
It was crazy.
The final question, with Escape the Fate, all of the older members have gone on to create their own projects or bands, the most notable probably being Ronnie with Falling in Reverse, and then all of the, I would say most of the current members have their other projects. Craig and TJ are in Dead Rabbits. Have you ever had that thought of going and making your own side project or doing something yourself without a band, just like solo stuff or anything, or like an opportunity to go on tour with another band or something? Because what always comes to my mind, The Used used to be one of my favorite bands, and when the drummer left that band, he had mentioned that I forgot that Rancid was his favorite band ever.
Yeah.
And he eventually wound up being the drummer for that band. So I think I'm getting that story right. But anyways, has like anything like that ever happened to you? Like right now, everyone else is on tour with the Dead Rabbits, I believe. So while you were there, you know, obviously spending time with your family and stuff, but has the urge ever been like, hey, I want to express myself musically somehow? Do I start my own thing?
Well, here's the thing about that, and again, things evolve over time. Personally, my straight answer to this, if you asked me even 6 months ago, straight up no. I've always just wanted to be like that type of band that's just like, this is our identity, you know, and there's no off stage, you don't know us. That's just who we are. It's just straight up Escape the Fate. You know me as the dude in the back with the fucking looks like Slash playing drums. That's what I always wanted.
That was a funny interview, the one where you were actually interviewing Slash.
Oh god, that was so nerve-wracking. Look it up. Don't look it up though. It's fucking embarrassing. but just search Robert Ortiz Escape the Fate Slash interview. Holy shit, that was horrifying. But it was cool nonetheless, just to have his focus, you know what I mean? And but the short answer would be no if this was 6 months ago, because I never liked touring. Touring was a means to an end. A lot of guys aspire to be a touring musician. I never aspired to do that. I aspired to create amazing music that I loved, and I aspired to be on stage and perform those songs and be a performer and take whatever my performance is up with like production and whatever things we could do, or simply raw energy. That was who I was, you know, up until 6 months ago. And touring, leaving my house, not an option. No matter how much money anyone could offer me, obviously a certain amount of money, and there's always a price, right? But it would have taken a lot of money to get me to go play drums for another band. And even still now, with my mind being changed, even now to get me to go play drums for another band. Yeah,
well, I wasn't mentioning like leaving Escape the Fate, just like
no, I understand. Okay. I understand. Right. Like even as an opportunity in terms of just financially, it'd have to be a lot of fucking money to play drums and leave my house to go travel and play music. I like traveling. I enjoy seeing sights. Because I'm already out there, I might as well enjoy it. But I've been almost everywhere. It's not fascinating to me. I don't want to play in another band, nothing like that. But now as a musical artist, I've really come into my own with this album. I have, you know, on this record, 2 songs that I wrote front to back, everything. Whereas before I would contribute in ways, some songs have nothing to do with some songs like 80-90%, and then some songs 50%. So, you know what I mean? This was like the first time like I had complete songs, or just there's a third one that's on the chopping block, but then I have all these other fucking songs, and it's not just drum parts, it's not just guitar parts, it's not just a lyric here or there. I mean, I'm fucking really visually going into this whole other realm. And basically, as an artist, I have this urge to express my fucking feelings and create a sound that is appealing to me. And when I show the guys, it's hit or miss with them. But to me, I'm like fucking dying inside to get this out. And the Escape the Fate is a unit. It is something that everyone's opinion matters, and no one wants the other guy to be unhappy. We all want the other guy to enjoy what goes on. Sometimes I don't get it, and I'll tell you, hey, that sucks. And they'll be like, fuck you. And the other guys will, I'm like, hey, all right. You guys like it? I'll contribute, and I'll try to do my best with your vision. And usually at the end of it, I go, damn, you guys were right, man. This is a fucking good song. I just didn't get it. And they do the same with my shit. But it's just not enough because there's only so much time to fucking record shit, dude, and get it out. And everyone has their fucking piece of the pie. But I have so much more fucking ingredients left to make so many more pies than I have to eat.
Yeah.
It's like, and so, yeah, for me, man, now, touring thing's still weird. As a drummer for anyone else, not even to leave Escape the Fate to drum for someone else, just to go because someone needs a fill-in and Escape the Fate's not doing anything. It's still very difficult unless you offer me a lot of money. But as an artist, yes, I want to record, and I'm sure once I do some songs, it's something that I'd want to go and tour and share with people and try to get as many people to listen to it as possible. And I mean, I've talked about it actually. I've spoken with my manager about it. We've talked. I have a couple guys who would want to be like the band for it. The singer is the hardest part. Obviously, I can't sing. I can't. I tried. I can't sing. That's the hardest part, finding the right voice. I got a friend who I've been wanting to do something with for a long time. He might not be the right guy though. So you know what I mean? It just depends. But yes, absolutely, I need to create more art. Escape the Fate is there's more to me, I guess, than just that,
All right. Well, our interviews come to an end, and if anyone wants to find more stuff on you, there's your Twitter, the upcoming tour, your own YouTube channel. Is there anything else? If they wanted to find out information about the tour dates?
I mean, everything with Escape the Fate is, it sucks ending it. It's like, yeah, there's more to me than Escape the Fate. But Escape the Fate is still my fucking bread and butter. At the end of the day, I still get enough artistic expression out of it. It's just there's this other deep desire that still is unfulfilled. But I get the gist of it out in Escape the Fate, But anyways, everything across the board, fucking YouTube Escape the Fate, fucking Instagram Escape the Fate, Twitter Escape the Fate, Facebook Escape the Fate, and we've been sort of inactive for the last little bit, but now everything's about to fucking just change. And for me personally, Instagram is Robert ETF, Snapchat Robert ETF, Twitter though is Rob Ortiz ETF. Find my Patreon page, YouTube page. Hey Rob.
All right.
There you go.
And for the people, all the Escape the Fates or possible new Escape the Fate fans watching that spend an hour listening to us talk about nonsense, what do you have to say to them?
I mean, look, dude, it's been a crazy, wild ride. For those of you that are new, go back and learn the history. It's a fucking interesting one. There's a lot of amazing music there. And, enjoy the new shit that's going to be coming out. Maybe if we announce it. Who knows? We might take another year. You never know. But, yeah, just come along for the ride, man. And there's so much, like I said earlier, so much diverse music that there's something in there that we've done that you're going to like. So, and for obviously the old ETF members, you already know what's up. It's a tumultuous ride, but it's roller coasters are fun, aren't they? So we'll see what's up. Hopefully see people out on the road and stuff. And come on my YouTube channel. It's new. Just started like, a month and a half, 2 months ago. Yeah. Just starting to fucking put things up and really get used to doing it. And I want to share.
Basically the same as this, just you talking about different topics.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I will share. Like today, I put up a video. We're in Colorado Springs, having a lot of behind the scenes, but a lot of it is kind of like this, where I like the open forum to kind of go. I'm long-winded, as you could tell, and you just kind of just see where it goes, and one door opens another door, and before you know it, you started talking about cake, you end up somehow talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah,
it just like
that's about how I had this interview, because I asked you if you wanted me to write out some questions, send them to you, and you said no, just ask whatever. So then I was like, okay, well, whatever comes to mind, I'll ask while we're talking. That way it's more of a conversation instead of just one question after the other. But thanks for coming on. And
for sure, man.
Thank you to everybody who watched. Go check out
anytime, man. Anytime you want me back on, dude, I'm here, dude. We're homies now. So we'll see you, dude. Appreciate it.
See ya. The videos on this channel are funded by supporters on Patreon like you. If you're a fan of this channel and would like to join on videos, receive shoutouts, watch videos early, have your questions answered, or have your topic discussed on our podcast, please consider supporting on Patreon for these and many other rewards for just $1. Shoutouts for this video includes Link Use the Triforce, Rusty Caulfield, Lovable Christie, Give Time 15, Shadow to Us, Robbie Morgan, and Lunarium. I want to thank all of you for everything you have done to help support this channel.